Heyo everybody, Haku here with my Walking Dead predictions for this week. So it'll be The Walking Dead's Season 7, Episode 5. Man, I just feel like time is flying by too quickly. We're going to hit that mid-season finale in, less than 4 weeks now, I guess, maybe? And then we're going to have to wait for, 2 months or something to get the next half of the season. I am we're moving too fast. We're moving too quickly here. But, at the very end, I'll have a little bit of extra stuff for maybe comic spoiler stuff, and I'll tell you guys that don't want any comic spoilers. I'll tell you when I get to that, so that you can, so that you won't have to deal with any of that. But before we get to any of that, I want to do my actual predictions for the episode. My actual predictions, I'm not gonna go. I think there are gonna be maybe 3 groupings that we're going to see this episode. Now I'm maybe 3 or 4 groupings, and I'll go through in that order, talking about what I think is going to happen with each one, because with an episode like this, I have no idea what the timeline is going to be like. Since I figured it would be a bottle episode of the Hilltop, but now it appears as though we're getting Michonne as well, we're getting some of Alexandria as well, maybe just a tiny bit of Alexandria though. So yeah, since we're getting things other than just the Hilltop, it makes the timeline a lot harder to predict for the actual episode. But it seems like Rick is out on a run. Rick's out somewhere, and I'm wondering, will Rick run into Morgan? Will he run into the Kingdom or something? Because we kind of need to connect. Those are 2 places that we still don't even really have connected in any way. So Rick is out on a run somehow, we see from the one promo, and Michonne's leaving as well. She doesn't really say where she's going, so she says she's trying to figure out how they're going to do this, and what she means by do this, I assume, is going to be working together under Negan. I'm assuming Rick went out to find Negan something interesting, or else somebody will die. Michonne's like, I'm going to figure out how we're going to do this, because that's your dad's plan. And Carla's telling her my dad's wrong, though, so it appears as though she is still trying for Rick to, even though she saw those burnt mattresses, she's trying for Rick to make this work. And Carl's like, fuck that noise, my boys. We are not staying under Negan forever. So that seems to be what is going on with that scene. And Carl looks out the window, and what he sees, they try to hide it in the one sneak preview or sneak promo or whatever. They try to hide what Carl sees. Carl's like, and he has his reaction face or whatever, and it's like, but the thing is, we see in the next time on The Walking Dead thing that Enid is climbing the wall, and Carl tells her, I'm not going to go out and save you anymore, or I can't keep saving you, or something like that. So it's obvious that what he saw was Enid trying to get out. He's going to run out there, try to stop her. She's going to say, no, I need to get to the Hilltop and see Maggie, obviously, because she and Maggie have a thing going on, a friendship, and she was pretty close with Glenn, and she's probably really wanting to comfort Maggie and see Maggie again now that Glenn is gone, because we see by the fact that she's still keeping those green balloons that she is still mourning Glenn's loss. So I think Enid's going to go on a trip to the Hilltop after she jumps over the wall, and Carl's not going to actually just let her go, because we see in one of the trailers that this car comes in and hits a walker, and it's Carl driving the car. And it seems around the kind of place that maybe Enid was. So I'm thinking Enid's out there, some walkers are coming towards her. Carl mows over, or she's getting tired from walking to the Hilltop. Carl mows down a walker or 2 and says, yo, hop in the car. So her and Carl will go in the car for the rest of the way to the Hilltop. And that's what I think is going to happen with that group. Next grouping is what's happening at the Hilltop. I'm thinking Maggie will wake up, Harlan Carson will have nursed her back to health, and we'll see that Jesus is advocating to Gregory that they keep Sasha and Maggie safe with them. And from what Gregory says with they're doing nothing but putting us in danger, causing us trouble or whatever, when you said they could help, I think Gregory will probably want to, if the Hilltop is in danger, he's going to want to sell out Alexandria. He's going to want to sell out Sasha and Maggie in order to save the Hilltop and his own ass. But Jesus is going to advocate keeping them safe. Then Simon's men will come visit during the day. When Simon's men come in there, and we see Jesus and Sasha peeking out the curtain, I think Jesus may keep Sasha hidden away in one of the rooms in that building, away from the Saviors, because for whatever reason, it seems like maybe they want to hide their affiliation with Alexandria. That would kind of make sense, because they don't want to be lumped in with what happened at that attack on the outpost. But also, we can't forget that Negan wanted them to kill Gregory. They're going to show up, and Gregory is going to still be very much alive. So Gregory's got to do something, say, hey, we can throw Alexandria under the bus in order to save his own ass, because they already want him dead. So Gregory wants to sell them out. Simon's men will visit, and then it looks like they attack at night, honestly. There's something going on at night. It looks like people are hung up on the walls in the original trailer. It looks like there's some sort of combat going on in this episode. So I don't know if it'll be a serious attack. I don't know quite what'll happen. Maybe they'll just bust in the gates just to teach them a lesson, make them have to rebuild it, and just to screw with them, kind of. Maybe they'll kill a guy or two. I have no clue. And it seems like Sasha and Jesus are going to fight off the attack. We see Sasha prepping for battle. We see Jesus in the original trailer fighting walkers at night in the hilltop. So Sasha and Jesus are going to fend off this attack. And I love the actor. I love Stephen Ogg, so I don't want Simon to die off so early. But I just have had this sinking feeling that he won't live long. Because I just feel like the story seems like it's set up for Dwight to keep moving closer and closer to Negan. So I kind of feel like in order for Dwight to get even closer to Negan, Simon, his right-hand man, would have to die off. And I don't want Simon to die off nearly this soon. I want him to be alive for quite a bit longer, but I'm just not sure if he will be. I don't know if he will die or not. If anybody important. I don't think anybody important is going to die, even moderately important. But if anybody even moderately important does die, it'll be Simon. So, also, we may see a little bit of what Rick is doing. Maybe he does find the kingdom, like I said. We may see a little bit of whatever Michonne's doing. I think that's even more likely. And we may see a little bit of Morgan if we see anybody from the kingdom, maybe. Maybe Morgan said in a week he was going back to Alexandria to tell him about the place and stuff. If he trusts Ezekiel enough by now, he may be going to do that now. So no clue. And I think at the very end of the episode, once all the stuff at the hilltop is done, Carl gets Enid to the hilltop. They deal with the saviors at the hilltop and stuff. I think Carl is going to sneak away in one of Simon's men's trucks back to the sanctuary. Now, that's it for the non-comic spoilery stuff. So, if you did enjoy my predictions for the non-spoilery part of this, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I just wanted to give you fair warning before I talk about things that are not show spoilers, of course, but some things that happened in the comics that may or may not happen on the show. They will likely be remixed pretty heavily, even if they do happen. But I just want to be courteous to make sure that I don't even spoil stuff from the comics. So yeah, go ahead, and hopefully you're all out now if you don't want to hear any of this. But from the comics, this I'm gonna give quick thoughts on what I think will happen in 6, 7, and 8 based on the comics. 6, I think Heath and Tara. Tara in the opening credits has a boat, and that doesn't make any sense yet. In the tagline description thing for the episode says that says that somebody's going to find a new community that lives like no community we've seen before. I think they're going to find Oceanside from the comics, because during the comics time skip, we come back and we have the 4 Sanctuary, Alexandria, Hilltop, and Kingdom that we already knew, but they're also allied with Oceanside. Well, in the show, how are they just going to pull that 5th community out of nowhere? I think they're going to bring it in early, which I am really hoping for. We see it looks like some villages in the woods. It looks like there's camo tarp on them, and it looks like they actually may have a lot of military gear, which will be good for the Alexandrians, because of course they've just had all their weapons taken from them. So I think that Tara and Heath will end up allying with Oceanside, and when it says they live like no other community we've seen before, other than just being in the woods with the camo and stuff, they may actually have a boat or set of boats that they use to go out on runs at the ocean, and that could be what it means that we've never had a group before that goes out on runs on the water like that. So that may be what they mean, and I think that'd be so cool if we get to see them just going out on runs using boats and stuff. That'd be really awesome. Episode 7, it's going to be called Sing Me a Song or something like that, and it's by the tagline says it's supposed to be learning more about the sanctuary, so that is why I am so excited. I was so happy to hear that. It seems like we are getting Carl's storyline at the sanctuary. At least I hope that's what it means. And like I said, I think that Carl will end up in a savior truck at the end of this episode. They faked us out by not having him do it last episode. He's going to do it this one, hopefully. And then 7 will be at Carl at the sanctuary. It'll explain more about what happened with Dwight. Hopefully explain what happened to his bike and why he got more injured and what, like off screen, and why the bike got broken off screen. Hopefully explain some of that, and get more into Dwight's character even, hopefully. And then episode 8, I had heard rumors. I don't think it's called No Guts, but I had heard rumors that it was going to be called No Guts. So we comic readers obviously know what that means. And I'm thinking, is it a little bit too soon for that? It feels a little bit too soon for that. Because right after, unless they heavily remix it, of course. Because right after that in the comics is when we have our first attack on Negan and we go into all-out war. But I don't want to do that at the mid-season finale. I think that would be a great scene at the mid-season finale. I'd be so pumped to see that. And then maybe we would let Negan leave, and then the next time he came and visit, we would try to attack him, and that would start all-out war. So, yeah, I think that might work better, because if we start all-out war at the mid-season, that is going to be a little bit too soon, in my opinion. I don't think we should start all-out war until maybe start getting into some of the all-out war type material in the last episode or 2 of this season, and then spend next season going through the entire part. Like, there is a lot of comic material for part 1 and 2 of All Out War, so add into that having some show-only material and some remix stuff in there, and there is more than enough content to make All Out War all of Season 8 and have it still be a good Season 8 with a lot of different types of things going on, so it doesn't feel like it's all the same. So I think that having Season 8 be All Out War, and having maybe just only getting into it, maybe the last episode or 2 of this season works out best, in my opinion. So sorry if this light has freaking bothered you this entire time during this video. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you watching the video. Like if you did like the video, comment down there and tell me your predictions for this episode. No spoilers, please. And tell me what you think of my predictions. Subscribe for more Walking Dead, both comics and TV show, and a ton of other things on the channel. Check out the channel sub if you want. Follow on Twitter if you want as well. I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel, like posting stuff or pushing stuff back, and that is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.